So you have mentioned how President Biden is a friend of 40 years. And obviously you haven't always seen eye to eye on a lot of issues. He says he once signed a photo for you. BB, I don't agree with the damn thing you say, but I love you.
Right.
How would you describe your relationship when it comes to nobody's there, just you two on the phone? He's telling you what he needs from you. You're telling him what you need from him.
It's exactly what happens. I mean, look, we've been around the block so many times. We were the new kids on the block when he came in as a young senator from Delaware, and I came in as a young Israeli diplomat, the #2 in our embassy. This was 1982, so we've known each other a long time. That's 40 years, and we speak openly to one another. I think President Biden's commitment to Israel is real. It's not just words. It's genuine. It comes from the heart. And our commitment, my commitment to the alliance with the United States is real. It's gone through many presidents, and it has to be bipartisan. I believe in that. But it doesn't mean we agree on everything. We've disagreed on a number of things. We disagreed on Iran, less disagreement today, I have to say. We've disagreed on other things. And we've agreed on many things. We've agreed that that alliance has to be unshakable, because when you look at the Middle East and you look at this part of the world and you say, well, where do you have a bastion of common interests and common values? It's Israel. And most Americans understand that. Our interests are sound. Israel remains democratic and will be democratic. After these democratic reforms, it'll be more democratic.
It's not democratic in the West Bank, though. I think that's the argument that the Biden...
I don't say that we don't have, right now, military needs, but I'm saying that we can fashion them in a civilian agreement that maintains Israel's overriding security, but I don't think the Palestinians are there. But I will say that our interests are converging as never before, because in the 21st century, the future belongs to those who innovate. Israel is the innovation nation, the other innovation nation. I think the U.S. is the big one. Israel is the second one. And we provide invaluable intel, invaluable cyber security, weapons development, and civilian technology that is changing the world. That's why our Arab neighbors came to the Abraham Accords, both for security, but also for civilian technology, which betters the lives of their people.
One thing I wanted to ask you about Russia and Ukraine is that an advisor to Zelensky floated your name as somebody who might be a decent mediator between Zelensky and Putin, between Ukraine and Russia. And I'm wondering if anyone in any position of power has ever floated that idea to you, and what would be your willingness to take on that job?
I was asked to do that early on in the breakout of the Ukraine war. And I was opposition leader at the time, and I said, well, I have a rule, one prime minister at the time, like one president at a time.
Who asked you to do it?
I was asked.
Okay.
I don't know if it was official, but it was unofficial, so I didn't even pursue it. I said, there's a prime minister, let him decide what to do with that. He tried, didn't succeed. But
would you do it now?
If I'm asked by both sides, and frankly, if I'm asked by the United States, because I think, you can't have too many cooks in the kitchen, and we have our own backyard to deal with.
Right.
It's not that I think this is of monumental importance, because I think the peace of the world is at stake, as I think the peace of the world is at stake with Iran getting nuclear weapons. It'll destabilize the entire world. And so, I'm really devoting my efforts to that and the other peace ideas that I have, and the economic ideas. But if asked by all relevant parties, I'll certainly consider it. But I'm not pushing myself in, which is, I've been around long enough to know that there has to be a ripe time and the ripe circumstances. If they arise, I'll certainly consider it.
Trump has already launched a 2024 presidential bid. You have said effusive things about what he did for Israel while he was president. But you've also criticized him for the insurrection that he incited, which you called, quote, a disgraceful act that must be vigorously condemned, and his recent, rather shocking willingness to sit down and break bread with Holocaust deniers and virulent anti-Semites, Nick Fuentes and Kanye West. Do you have any concerns if Donald Trump's back in the White House? Do you think it's time for the Republican Party to look to a new generation of leadership?
First of all, I did praise President Trump because he did great things for Israel. He recognized Jerusalem as our capital, kind of late because, 3,000 years ago, King David proclaimed it as such. He moved the American embassy there. He recognized our sovereignty in the Golan Heights. He went out of what I think is the dangerous nuclear deal with Iran. He helped me forge the 4 historic peace accords with the Arab states. So he's done great things. I think he made a big mistake on this Kanye West thing, and I said so. I'm not going to intervene in your politics. You know that. You tried. It's good that you try to get me involved in your politics, but you do your job and I'll do my job. I want to stay away from your politics. Let the people decide.